Hi Evergreen, let's do our Algebra Midterm Review 3. This one's going to be over Chapter 5. Should be the freshest in your mind because we just went over this a couple weeks ago. So, it's arranging in ascending order of power. Ascending means going from smallest to largest. So our smallest would be negative 11, followed by 5z, and then positive 4z squared, and then negative 6z cubed. We're only looking at the powers. So 3, 2, 1, and this one has a power of 0. Next, let's do the opposite. This time, let's go in descending order. So we're going to start with our largest and decrease. So our largest is negative 6z cubed, followed by positive 4z squared plus 5z minus 11. Name this polynomial. First, you think, how many terms does it have? 2 terms. And then the highest degree is 3. So therefore, it's a cubic binomial. And next, name this one with 3 terms. 1, 2, 3. And the highest power is 2. So this is called a quadratic trinomial. Name this polynomial. 1 term, and the highest degree is just 1x. So therefore, it's linear monomial. Let's distribute. So we are going to multiply these 2 binomials together. 4x times 4x gives us 16x squared. 4x times negative 8 gives us negative 32x. 3 times 4x is positive 12x. 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. Our next step is to combine our like terms. So we have negative 32x and positive 12x, which gives us negative 20x. Then we rewrite the rest of our equation or our expression. 16x squared minus 20x minus 24. Let's do it again. Multiply binomials. 7x times 2x is 14x squared. 7x times negative 4, negative 28x. 5 times 2x, 10x. 5 times negative 4, negative 20. Let's combine our like terms. Negative 28x and 10x gives us negative 18x. Our final answer is 14x squared minus 18x minus 20. This time, let's factor. So we need to find the 2 binomials that multiply together to get this trinomial. So we see m squared, so we know we're going to have, an m plus or minus something and an m plus or minus something. 18 is where our eyes should go very first, and we think, what 2 numbers multiply to get 18, yet they add to get 11. And so that is 9 times 2 gets 18. 9 plus 2 is 11. This is our factored trinomial. Let's do it again. This time, let's look at the 7 first. 7 times what equals 7? 7 times 1. And then 7 plus 1 equals 8. This is factored. X plus 7 times x plus 1. Let's factor this one now. So we need a negative 3, and we know it needs to add to a positive 2. So I know my 3 is going to be positive 3 times negative 1 gives us negative 3, but positive 3 plus negative 1 gives us positive 2. So our factored answer is x minus 1 times x plus 3. Let's practice again. Negative 14, what 2 factors multiply for negative 14? Well, negative 7 times 2. Negative 7 times 2 equals negative 14. Negative 7 plus 2 equals negative 5. So our final answer is x minus 7 times x plus 2. Let's do it again. Now this one is different from our last one because we had 1 in front of all of our very first variables. This time we have a coefficient of 2. When we see this and we have a 2 or any number in front of our very first trinomial term, we are going to multiply 2 times the last constant. So this time it's going to be 2 times 3, and we're going to rewrite it like this. Y squared plus 7y plus 6. Now we're going to factor like normal. Y plus 6 times y plus 1, so 6 times 1 is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. And now since we multiplied by 2, we're going to do the opposite and divide each of these constants by 2. So here it is written, 6 divided by 2, 1 divided by 2. Now the only ones we're going to keep are the ones that are evenly divided. So 6 divided by 2 is an even 3. So we're going to write y plus 3. 1 divided by 2 will not give us a whole number. So therefore, we're going to slide the 2 back in front of this y, and it's going to be 2y plus 1. We're going to keep the 1, move the 2. So y plus 3 times 2y plus 1 is our factored answer. Okay, this time let's do it again. We have a 2 in front of our first trinomial term, so we're going to say 2 times 4 and rewrite the rest of the expression. So x squared plus 9x plus 8. Let's factor this problem. 8 times 1 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. We multiplied by 2. Now we're going to do the opposite, divide by 2. Each of these little numbers standing alone. So again, 8 divided by 2, does that go in an even number? Yes, it goes into 4. So we're going to have x plus 4. Now this one, yet again, it did not go in evenly, so we're going to slide the 2 in front of the x, and we're going to keep the plus 1. 2x plus 1 times x plus 4. Now this one does not have a middle term. This is only a binomial. Do you see this? But we're still going to be able to factor it because it's a perfect square. And I'll show you what I mean. A times a is a squared, so our first terms will be a. Negative 2 times 2 gives us negative 4. This is our answer. Now let's check our work and see why it's true. A times a squared. A times 2, oops, I did it opposite, but I said a times negative 2, and then a times 2, positive 2. And then negative 2 times 2 is negative 4. Do you see how these middle two terms cancel out and we end up with just our answer again? This is why this binomial can be factored, because it is a perfect square. The 4 is a perfect square of 2 times 2, and the a is a perfect square, a times a. And this negative sign is necessary because whenever we multiply a times 2 and a times negative 2, these will cancel out. So the subtraction sign is very important to make this a perfect square. Let's do it again. Now you've thought about it clearly. I bet you could even do this one in your head. C squared is c times c, right? And then 9, what's the square root of 9? 3 and 3. And we need a positive and a negative. To make it negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. And if we showed our work, we would see that truly they do cancel out if you multiply them together, and we end up with our same starting binomial. Okay, let's do it again. This time though, instead of just having a variable squared, we have just one little extra step. It's no big deal. We're going to think, what's the square root of 25? 5. What's the square root of j squared? J. What's the square root of 81? 9. And if we factored all of this out and multiplied 5j times 5j, we'd get 25j squared. 5j times 9, 45j. Negative 9 times 5j, negative 45j. See how they'd cancel out? And then we'd have negative 9 times 9, negative 81. Okay, now here is a binomial squared. When you see this, I want you to write it out all the way. Instead of saying squared, we're going to write x plus 9 times x plus 9. Then we're going to multiply it together. X times x, x squared. X times 9, 9x. 9 times x, 9x. 9 times 9, 81. 9x plus 9x is 18x. X squared plus 18x plus 881. Okay, back to factoring. Let's see. We have x squared plus 6x plus 9. So we're going to look at this 9. What two numbers multiply to 9 and add to 3? Well, this one's easy. 3 times 3, 9. 3 plus 3, 6. This is our factored work, but do you notice that it's the same thing? X plus 3, x plus 3. So there's one extra step we're going to write if it's the same binomial twice. We're going to go ahead and write it. Oops, we could have written it squared. X plus 3 squared with a little squared right there. Forgot to write it out, but I did check it. Okay, 25, the square root of 25. The square root of 25. If you don't know this, you should, but if you don't, you can pull out your calculator and say the square root and then write 25, enter, and you should get 5. Now, is 5 rational or irrational number? Now remember, rational means can it be written as a ratio? 5 can be written as a ratio, like 5 over 1 or 10 over 2. So since 5 can be written as a ratio, it is called rational. Okay, square root of 33. If you don't know this, plug it into your calculator. I'm just kidding you. You wouldn't probably know this one. It's a nice decimal. And so could we write this as a ratio? No, decimals are not written as ratios. So this is an irrational number. Well, keep studying. You're doing awesome. I'll see you in class. Bye.